Time value of money, Chapter 5. We left off where we were talking about future value of a single amount. Now we're going to talk about present value of a single amount. A sum payable in the future is worth less today than the stated amount. The formula for the present value is derived from the original formula for future value. You see future value is equal to present value plus times 1 plus interest to the nth power. Present value is equal to the future value times 1 over 1 plus interest to the nth power. Present value can be determined by solving for a mathematical solution to the formula above, thus restating the formula as present value is equal to future value times present value. Assuming that the present value is equal to future value times present value, n equals 4, I equals 10%, table 9-2. You would have present value as 1464 times 0.683 from table 9-2, which is equal to $1,000. So essentially, based off of all these formulas we have here, is present value is having a future value amount and bringing back to what was the original amount to start with before the interest was added in. Here is the table 9-2 present value of $1. You see we look for, it's been 4 periods that we know, the interest rate is 10%, and we have 0.683 from that table. So we take that based off of what we had before and plugged in the equation to find out it was $1,000. Relationship of present and future values you see here off this chart. Present value is the beginning of the period, future value is the end of the period. If you have a future value amount, you can come back to find out what the present value was. And if you're looking for a future value amount, you can find what the present value is today and then calculating the future of it. Loan amortization, another thing that you can look for is a mortgage loan to be paid over 20 years at 8% interest or payments. You take the present value amount over the present value from the table, so you would have 80,000 divided by the 9.818 from our table, and you get 8,148 to find our annual payment for our mortgage. I'll be providing more Excel examples on this. Loan amortization table. In such a case, a part of the payments to the mortgage company will go toward the payment of interest, with the remainder applied to debt reduction, as indicated in the following table. Excel formulas. FV you will use within the function tab of Excel for future value given specific criteria. PV, present value given specific criteria. PMT is payments given specific criteria. And loan amortization tables in Excel can be used as well. However, with those loan amortization tables, they may be limited in calculation because they typically focus solely on monthly payments. All of these formulas, I'll provide examples that you can look at and just check the other videos for examples. Determining the yield on investment. Determining the unknown variable I given the following variables. Yield present value of a single amount. To calculate the yield on an investment producing 1464 after 4 years having a present value of 1,000. It's just pretty simple. You just plug and chug all the numbers based on the tables you're given. For that, we see that for n equals 4 and 0.683, the interest rate or yield is 10%. Yield equals present value of a single amount. Interpolation may also be used to find a more precise answer. You can see at 5% is 0.864 and at 6% is 0.840. Difference between the present value at the lowest interest rate and the designated PV value, so you can see, is only 0.003. The exact value can be determined as 5.125% based on their calculations. End of part 2.